What is going on, my YouTube family? Sergeant Graybeard at Graybeard Gaming Group. Today is Monday, September 7th, and as always, I hope this message finds you healthy and safe. If you happen to be new to our channel, hit that subscribe button. We would love for you to be a part of our gaming family, and if you enjoyed this, please take a quick second, hit that like button. It really does help us out. For those of you visiting us for the first time, one thing we do here is have giveaways, and our current one is for an Xbox One S or a PlayStation 4 Pro. In order to enter, all you need to do is subscribe to our channel here, or you can follow us on Twitter. Either way is fine, and we will be announcing the winner on November 5th of this year. Finally, keep in mind that watching our content is not a requirement to win. Only watch the things you want. That's why we give you the option of entering on Twitter. Having said that, let's get into today's video. So most of you know that the PTS for Title Update 11 started last Friday, and a lot has changed over the weekend. We have been getting a lot of feedback from gamers online. We've also seen a lot of feedback in different tweets and messages and on different forums, all this stuff. So we just want to give you a quick breakdown of what's going on at the moment. Now, the first thing I want to get to is the gear that is upcoming in the game, and so far it looks amazing. Now, how close it will be to what it is now as far as, power goes, we'll see, but the actual gear sets itself are going to be a lot of fun to use. One of the most commonly asked questions that we get here is why do they constantly nerf and change items once it's been implemented in the game? And to be honest with you, my friends, I have no idea why they do that. It is a complaint that people have all the time. We spend all this effort and time trying to get certain gear, then they change it, and it really defeats the point of trying to get it in the first place. Now, obviously, there are things that can be completely overpowered when it comes to PvP play, but in regards to PvE play, I mean, I've never heard anyone say, oh my gosh, this is way too easy, I need this thing nerfed. And the reason I bring this up now has to do with the fact that there are rumblings online right now that there's going to be a nerf to Lady Death. Now, I know there are certain people who are still hunting for that weapon. I know for myself initially it took me so long to finally get it. When I did get it, it was pretty underwhelming, but they gave it a great buff in Title Update 10. That had to do with the fact that everyone was saying, I spent all this time trying to get this exotic weapon, and I'm really not going to use it because there are better submachine guns, and in my opinion, exotics should be the top of, their class. And so what happened was they buffed it, like I said, in Title Update 10, and everyone started using it. So what you did was you buffed it so people would use it. Now people are using it, and now people are saying, well, too many people use it, so you're thinking about nerfing it again, and that is not fair to the majority of the community. Not only that, but you're about to launch a game mode that highlights up-close and personal gameplay, and you're about to change possibly the best SMG in the game. It doesn't make sense to me. Again, I don't know if that's accurate, if it's going to happen. That's what I've been hearing a lot of. And the other question I have is, I have a feeling the people complaining about that are a very small portion of the community. Now, in my opinion, it is the majority of the community that you need to listen to because that is the group that can actually bring people back to this game and really give it life again. Moving on to the new game mode itself, the Summit, we want to get into what has happened over the weekend. Now, most of you saw my video on Friday and you heard me like I was really amped up about this. Now, one thing I mentioned in that video was that I'd only played the Summit for about an hour and a half, but what I had played so far, it was just so nice to have a new style of gameplay. However, as I kept playing, I really started to feel that, wow, this is really the same type of level over and over and over again. So the first thing to keep in mind is that this is a PTS, so it is not indicative of what the actual finalized product will be. However, I think a lot of gamers wanted to see a different variation between the floors. And while there were some visual changes on the floors, it wasn't anything drastic. There were no cubicles. It seemed like it was the same cardboard cutout on each floor with a little bit of a change. Now again, it's the PTS. To put it fairly, there are also rooms that have locks on them that you go in and they're totally empty. Clearly, that's not going to be the case when this launches, but I think gamers wanted to see just something more visually exciting. I think what it really breaks down to is replayability, and based on what we've heard from players is that a lot of things have to change before this, launches in order to actually get people to play it over and over again. A really good example of that is something like Kenley College. Now, I went there just so I could get the diamond back. As when that mission came out, that was the only way to get it. But since I've gotten that weapon, I don't have the incentive to go back there at all. And so the thing is that it's almost something where, why should I come back here if there's nothing new for me to get? Now, in regards to replayability, Yannick had actually put out a tweet this morning, and it says the following. Well, actually, it says a lot because he put out 10 tweets in succession, but I'm going to give you some of the highlights. The first message read, "I'm seeing a lot of great feedback on the summit. I know there's still work to do and we're committed to keep improving it for Title Update 11 and beyond. I am also seeing confusion on replayability, and that's something we haven't clearly communicated, so here's my attempt to clarify." And in the next 9 tweets, he went on to say the following. I'm going to kind of give you a Cliff Note version. He started off with saying, "You only need to play floor 1 to 100 once. We have permanent checkpoints, rally points, every 10 floors." He went on to then say, "So in short, we've envisioned replayability for Summit is not for you to go from floor 1 to 100 repeatedly. Instead, it would be picking the floor that matched the difficulty you like, make it as far as you're comfortable with." Now, the most important comment he made, in my opinion, was he said the following. "Of course, rewards and gameplay need to be interesting enough to keep you hooked this long, and there needs to be enough variety in the room setups and environments. This is part of the improvements we need to make and will keep making in the future." Now, after the series of tweets in the comments section, there was a bunch of stuff that was mentioned by different gamers, and the thing is that this is the stuff that we really hope the developers listen to. Many gamers mentioned the fact that they would like to see the entire building, like they want to be able to choose what difficulty they run. So if you want the whole building on challenging, you should be able to do that, and so on and so forth. The other comment that was made was people didn't like directives being forced on them. They wanted to be able to choose what directives they had active, just like from the first division in the underground. It also has to do with the environment itself, but again, I mean, it does feel very stale, but again, we have to hope that once it actually launches, there will be certain, aesthetics implemented to make it look better. Now, as we end this video, I want to go back to something that I've said in previous videos, is the fact that they need to get this new game mode with Title Update 11 right the first time. And the reason I say that and have continued to say that is this. This needs to be a game mode that gets people back to the game, but more importantly, it gets people to actually stay in the game. And again, in my opinion, the only way to do that is give people the choice of choosing the difficulty, choosing certain things, but more importantly, stop nerfing items and weapons once you launch them, because that is defeating the whole purpose of people farming for anything. There is nothing more frustrating than spending hours upon hours of your time trying to get something. You get it, and then a month later it's changed, and you're wondering why you even did it. Now, this is exactly what the PTS is for, and I know they've gotten a ton of feedback. It hasn't been the best, but it's been very constructive, so I sincerely hope they listen to us, my friends. However, for now, we're going to end the video at this point. Again, I cannot thank you enough for watching our content. If you're new, hit that subscribe button. If you like this, please hit that like button. Most importantly, as always, take care, be kind. We are putting out a lot of videos this week, so we will chat with you soon. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks again.